Hey everybody, Pastor Tim here with this week's update for Mercy Church. As always, we're going to talk about loving God, loving others, and making disciples. And yes, I am in the Mercy Church mobile office right now. So when it comes to loving God, that's about us growing our relationship with God. I want to encourage you to read Mark chapter 9 in preparation for our Sunday sermon as we jump back into our Mark series. We looked at the first 8 chapters of Mark earlier this last year. And now we're going to go back into Mark and wrap up that book. Right around Easter, we'll be talking about the resurrection, which makes sense, obviously. So Mark chapter 9, read that chapter in preparation for Sunday. When it comes to loving others, that's about us serving others and caring for others. I want to encourage you to check in on somebody. This has been quite a bit of snowy weather, big snowstorm, lots of wind. Just text somebody, call somebody, swing by to a neighbor's house, say, hey, just want to make sure you're doing okay. Even if you're 95% sure that they're fine, just check in, and it'll certainly mean something to somebody to let them know that they are being thought of and cared for, right? Now, lastly, we talk about making disciples, and what I want to point something out to you, just as one of those maybe nuggets of information that will stick in your head, stick in your mind, and you'll think about it in the future. But Matthew 28, at the end of that chapter, Jesus tells his followers to go to the whole world, make disciples, baptize people in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And then he says, and teach them to obey everything I have commanded to you. And I think sometimes when we read that passage, we think about, well, I'm not a teacher, I can't teach. But I want you to notice it's teaching to obey. And this is the way we have to press ourselves and others and encourage others to say it's not just about gaining information, it's about being taught to obey. It's about learning things so that we can follow the ways of God. And so when you think about that, think about who you're influencing in your life to grow closer to Christ and helping them. Who are you helping to grow in their understanding so that they can obey Jesus? And how are you as a disciple growing in your understanding so you can obey Jesus more fully? There's some food for thought on that topic of making disciples. There you have it, loving God, loving others, and making disciples. That's why Mercy Church exists. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.